In a video uploaded on June 22nd, 2022, Canadian YouTuber, entrepreneur, and exotic car enthusiast Damon Fryer was driving a Lamborghini through Anaheim, California, when he was stopped by Sergeant Gonzalez of the Anaheim Police Department. Mr. Fryer frequently travels from Canada to California and has documented multiple encounters with California law enforcement on his YouTube channel, Daily Driven Exotics. Several of those encounters have already been covered in previous episodes of ATA, which are linked in the description below. After Sergeant Gonzalez initiated the traffic stop, Mr. Fryer's passenger recorded the interaction that followed.
We got lights. We got lights. We weren't sure what he was going to do, but... Well, our exit's in a mile. Unfortunately, this guy wants us to stop now. Yeah, you just have to get on the freeway. I don't want to test the patience. I don't know if you guys know this on the freeway. You don't pull off on the shoulder. You find the first exit, pull over where it's safe for you and the officer, which in this case will be right here. Turn off the car, he said.
I want air conditioning.
He's mad.
For what?
I don't know. What's he waiting for? Hello, hey. How you doing?
Good, I'm Sergeant Gonzalez, Anaheim Police.
Nice to meet you.
The reason why I'm stopping you, did you notice I was behind you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed that you were obviously going faster than 65.
You're
and then you made an unsafe lane change.
You're kidding me, right?
I'm not. Do you have your license and registration, please?
Yeah. So the whole time I was being passed by the, I don't know, like 20 other cars around us.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
I said, so, well, we were being passed that whole time by the 20 other cars around us. That wasn't a concern to you, hey?
Can I have your license and registration?
That's kind of what I thought.
I noticed the license plates, they don't seem like California, or is there a near, where are they from?
So, how is it?
I'll go over there so I can talk to you, man. All right.
How is it in an unsafe lane change?
Okay, so here's the thing. You obviously caught my attention because
I drive a Lamborghini.
You're like, no, not necessarily, because look, I'm a sergeant, and I don't normally pull traffic stops, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, I noticed, when I looked at my speedometer, I was pacing you, you were like over 80 miles per hour. And the other thing is you're revving your engine, like exhaust loudly.
What, no, this is how the car drives.
So much that when I was on the phone, the officer was like, what is that I was talking to? The other thing is, when you made a change, when you're in the number one lane and you made that left lane change, the vehicle that was behind you had to stop on its brakes.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm explaining, the violation.
That's not a violation. Braking because someone's lane changing and signaling is not illegal.
The vehicle behind you speeding by its brakes.
No, how do you know? How do you know he wasn't speeding? If you're saying I was speeding, then he must have been going even faster.
Speeding. That was an unsafe lane. So where is this license from?
It's from British Columbia, Canada.
How long have you been in the state of California?
4 days.
24 hours at
vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is the license valid in Canada?
It is.
Is this registration? This is your insurance?
Insurance is the small one. Registration is the big one.
You know what the speed limit is on the freeway?
Yeah, it's 65.
Okay, and how fast do you think you were going?
65.
Okay. All right, wait in the car, okay?
Yeah.
Unsafe lane, change my.
Not sure what he's doing, but he's on his phone. He had to find his ticket book. He said he's a sergeant, so he said he doesn't typically do traffic stops. So we're just hanging out, waiting. Currently in the car, no air conditioning. Kind of warm. It's nice, actually.
Here's the holdup. My dispatcher is saying that your license is suspended.
But it's not suspended. I've had something that was on my license from years ago.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, long time ago. And that it's been cleared up, and it pops up once in a while, but it's all cleared up.
Do you have any documentation indicating same? Because right now our records show that your license is suspended.
What would it be suspended for?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Like something in your guys' system is like super archaic, and it shows up just
Well,
like
I think it's the different countries that's the problem.
Yeah.
Did you have a California ID before?
No.
Okay.
I've never lived here. I've always been a tourist. I had a ticket.
It says also, that's what I'm trying to confirm. It says that you have a California, or no, a non-issued driver's license or something like that. So you never had an ID in California?
No.
It seems to me like this was almost planned.
What was?
This whole like encounter between me and you. Is that accurate?
Do we know each other?
No, but just the way like, it just seems almost like you're trying to bait me into like some social media thing. And I'm smarter than that. I'm just saying like the cameras right away, just the way you're revving your engine, driving, just very unusual. Again, I'm a sergeant and I don't normally pull people over on the freeway, but the way you're driving, I actually thought you couldn't see me or something because I came up very close to you to try to look at your plate and read it.
Okay.
And I couldn't get it because I couldn't recognize it, obviously because it's from Canada.
Okay.
So this seems like it's all like planned by you. Is that accurate?
No, I mean, I don't plan getting pulled over ever.
Right. Did you see me behind you?
Yeah, I saw you.
And you thought I should rev my engine loudly and kind of be almost like driving a sports manner?
Well, I'm driving a sports car, so it sounds like a sports car.
No, I understand that, but it just seemed like, to me, I'm telling you.
Are you a car guy?
During the stop, Sergeant Gonzalez questioned whether Mr. Fryer had intentionally revved his engine to provoke a traffic stop for YouTube content. Under California law, revving an engine by itself is not illegal, and a court would likely find that engine revving alone does not justify a traffic stop. However, even if the revving drew the sergeant's attention or prompted the stop, that fact does not control the constitutional analysis. In its 1996 decision in Wren versus United States, the Supreme Court held that an officer's subjective motivation for a traffic stop is irrelevant under the Fourth Amendment. Courts do not evaluate why an officer wanted to make the stop. Instead, they assess whether objective fact existed that would lead a reasonable officer to believe a traffic violation occurred. In this case, even if Sergeant Gonzalez initiated the stop due to the revving, a court would likely still find the stop lawful based on objective indicators of speeding and an unsafe lane change.
What?
A car guy.
I don't know enough about cars to even say, yeah, I know very minimal. Not enough to tell you what this even was when I saw it.
So it sounds accurate that you don't know enough about this car to know whether or not I was revving it.
Well, it sounded to me that you were, yeah, it doesn't take even a lower, I guess, torque or horsepower car, you can tell if someone's revving the engine. Like a Honda Civic, which would be a 4-cylinder, I can tell.
Well, this is a V.
Increases in noise, so that's why I was asking. So let me figure out your license thing, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
So this car has it has a V12 engine. It's not a 4-cylinder. It's just going to be louder.
Like as an example, I understand this is has a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque. My example to you was in my Honda Civic that I used to own that had a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
I can tell when a car is revving or not.
Right.
Just like you can tell if a V12, V8, or V10. Right? Maybe not a Lucid or a Tesla. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that either. But
did your Honda Civic have paddle shifters? Does your Honda Civic?
I'm not going to get into that.
Does your Honda Civic rev match? Do you know what that is? So there's an OEM feature that basically makes sure that when you downshift, it's going to align the RPMs with the engine speed.
Before you go into great detail,
Well, I'm explaining the revving.
I know.
Because you're concerned about it.
I'm telling you when you ask me. So I don't know what your intent was. I know that I have traffic violations that I witnessed. You're obviously not from this area, so I have the ability to give you a warning. I keep in consideration that you're not from the area, but again, and you're here visiting and stuff. To me, it seemed like this was like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but maybe you guys are just ready. But I'm going to tell you this. Your driving and what happened was enough for me to pull you over as I'm on my way to speak to my supervisor about something else. Okay? Now, based on the totality of the circumstances, I'm going to give you a strong verbal warning today, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I did explain the reasons why I stopped you. I'd ask that you keep in mind in traffic, maybe being more cautious when making a lane change. That's part of my warning. And the speed limit is 65. And when I'm behind you and I look at my speedometer and it says more than 65, now I'm not saying I paced you for a great distance or anything like that, but that's an indicator that you're speeding. Does that make sense?
I appreciate you giving me a warning.
All right, hold on a second.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, no worries. Okay.
You may consider if there's any documentation that you can get from Canada, because my dispatcher was reporting that it looks suspended, but I'm not sure.
So what info would he say it looks suspended? Like you're saying it looks suspended.
They were doing like some system called, I think she said Elite, which I've never even heard of. To be honest with you, I'm not a traffic guy.
Yeah.
She goes, so I asked her to confirm, and she goes, yeah, it looks to be that way, and she was trying to do further follow-up and couldn't confirm that.
So we tried it as British Columbia.
There you go.
There you go.
In my group, we tried it as British Columbia, and we got the return.
Does that say valid? They're doing further digging.
Status shows normal and valid.
Normal and valid.
Same in UOB. It's showing a class 5 or 6, and I'm Googling to see if I can figure out what a class 5
Motorcycle.
is. Otherwise, it does say
Motorcycle 5 and 6.
Okay, no further need. That confirms he has a valid.
Although dispatch initially flagged a possible suspension on Mr. Fryer's Canadian driver's license, the license was ultimately confirmed to be valid. Under California Vehicle Code Section 12500, individuals generally may not drive in California without a valid California driver's license unless an exemption applies. Section 12502 provides such an exemption, allowing non-residents over the age of 18 to drive in California without a California license, so long as they carry a valid license issued by the foreign jurisdiction where they reside. Once a person establishes residency in California, however, reliance on a foreign license is no longer permitted. After Mr. Fryer clarified that he was visiting California rather than residing there, and dispatch confirmed that his British Columbian license was valid, there was no legal basis to believe he was driving unlawfully.
From a different country, some officers have a hard time finding that it's valid.
Well, that's why I asked dispatch. That's what they do for.
That's their job, right?
Right. Well, they have an expertise, right? So, yeah, definitely reached out to them because, again, I couldn't even recognize your plate.
Well, you were super cool, man. I didn't set this up. Like if I was setting this up, I would have done something to really get your attention. I felt I was driving quite normally. I had people still passing me going even faster, and I honestly lane changed. I signaled, I shoulder checked because this does have a blind spot, and when I came into that lane, that guy was going way faster than I was going if he had to brake.
He did brake, and again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to try to cite you, and that's where I was like, okay. And he looked at me. To be honest, he was like, "You gonna do anything about it?" And I'm like, "No."
You're like, okay, this guy allegedly is doing, let's say, over the speed limit. Now this guy's obviously doing even faster than him if he had to brake.
Well, because you're coming out, like, right? So I think what happened is it's kind of a moot point because I'm not.
It's a moot point. Yeah, you gave me a verbal warning.
Let me ask you about this.
Yes.
What do you think of Lucid Motors? Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah, electric cars.
I test drove one.
And what are your thoughts?
It's way out of my price range, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's fast.
You should get a Lamborghini.
I can't. It's out of my price range too. Of course, I'm not going to go too fast, but I got on it.
You got on it.
A little bit.
You got on it. My man. Well, it's good to meet you.
Yeah.
You're super cool.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
All right, man. Just keep the things that we talked about. Enjoy your vacation.
Yes, sir.
See you later.
Sergeant Gonzalez ultimately allowed Mr. Fryer to leave with a warning and issued no citations. Following the encounter, Mr. Fryer uploaded the passenger's footage to his YouTube channel. Overall, Sergeant Gonzalez earns an A- for maintaining a calm and respectful demeanor, grounding the stop in objectively articulable traffic violations, and taking the time to verify the status of Mr. Fryer's foreign driver's license before taking unnecessary enforcement action. The sergeant stated that the stop was based on speeding and an unsafe lane change, explaining that he believed a vehicle behind Mr. Fryer had a brake as a result of the lane change. California Vehicle Code Section 22107 prohibits lane movements that cannot be made with reasonable safety and requires proper signaling when other vehicles may be affected. Even if the video footage does not conclusively establish whether the trailing vehicle actually needed a brake, the relevant Fourth Amendment question is whether the officer could articulate objective facts supporting a reasonable belief that a violation occurred. As established by Wren v. United States, a stop does not become unconstitutional simply because the officer's underlying motivation involved curiosity about the driver, the vehicle, or potential content creation. If Sergeant Gonzalez reasonably believed he observed speeding and an unsafe lane change, the stop would likely be considered lawful regardless of what initially drew his attention. Importantly, when dispatch flagged Mr. Fryer's license as possibly suspended, Sergeant Gonzalez did not accept that information without verification. He refrained from arresting Mr. Fryer or towing the vehicle and instead sought clarification and documentation, demonstrating a measured approach to uncertainty. Once it was confirmed that Mr. Fryer was a visitor and that his British Columbian license was valid, the stop no longer supported any inference of unlawful driving. While Section 12500 generally restricts driving without a California license, that restriction becomes irrelevant once the non-resident exemption applies. Sergeant Gonzalez is commended for choosing verification and proportionality over escalation during a routine stop complicated by a foreign license check. That said, the available footage does not definitively establish whether any traffic violations actually occurred, and this assessment should not be interpreted as an endorsement of pretextual stops. Such stops remain a contentious issue in policing and merit continued scrutiny. Mr. Fryer also earns an A- for remaining calm and respectful while disputing the stop, articulating his disagreement in a fact-based and composed manner, and cooperating with the administrative aspects of the encounter. Drawing on his prior experiences with U.S. law enforcement, Mr. Fryer challenged the speeding allegation, questioned the unsafe lane change claim, and referenced surrounding traffic to explain his perspective. Rather than becoming confrontational, he framed his objections as factual disagreements and continued to emphasize what he believed were the objective circumstances, including signaling, checking his blind spot, and the possibility that braking behind him reflected the other driver's speed. He also handled the licensing issue cooperatively once dispatch raised concerns, clearly explaining his visitor status and addressing the suspension flag without evasiveness. While Mr. Fryer's approach was effective here, a more legally cautious strategy might have involved limiting discussion and invoking a right to remain silent after briefly stating disagreement. Extended roadside debate rarely improves a driver's legal position. This interaction illustrates how a driver can challenge an officer's account firmly yet respectfully, while also highlighting the benefits of minimizing unnecessary dialogue. For more content from Mr. Fryer, visit the Daily Driven Exotics YouTube channel and let them know ATA sent you. If there's an interaction or legal topic you'd like us to cover, drop it in the comments below, and be sure to check out Audit the Court for deeper legal analysis beyond the body cam footage.